If your message is strong, but your presence doesn't match it, this is your wake up call. Hi, I'm Stephanie Rose, founder of West Rose Media, and this is Icons, the podcast where we build brands that look expensive, lead movements, and actually make you money. If you're ready to stop blending in and start being seen as the leader that you really are, hit subscribe and let's make you unforgettable. Now, let's go to the show. All right. I had some amazing questions yesterday after people listened to the podcast about consistency. So I'm busting out the whiteboard the same way I teach the kids things, and I'm going to teach you some stuff. So let's talk about consistency and why consistency matters for not just posting, but posting the right thing. So we know from actual data that it takes people 7 to 12 to now more like 24 times to see something before they'll buy it, right? So let's say you're being consistent. I need a different color than that. Let's say you're being consistent and you have one post, and you have two posts, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that's when they're going to buy, right? Following me so far? If every single day you do one of those, that's going to take you 14 days from the person finding you to deciding to buy. Now, let's imagine you have these same 14 days and you're posting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but then you're like, I'm going to take the weekend off. So we got 2 missed posts, right? Then we're going to go, well, Monday, some things got out of control and I didn't actually post. That's fine. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's the weekend again. Saturday, Sunday. Meh, meh. Okay, I'm back on track. Monday, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's the next week and the weekend again. So this many days, that's when they're ready to buy. Are we following so far? Now let's imagine not only, now we got a pink marker, so we posted another time. We've posted twice and then we have a random post. We post a picture of our dog. Has nothing to do with our brand. So we've missed a day. And then we post again, and then we miss the weekend again. And then again, we post something random that doesn't include our brand. And then we post again, and then we post again. And then it's another kind of weird thing. And then it's a long weekend. So then we're missing here, here, here. And we're like, oh, no, I'm getting back on track. Haven't seen any sales, feeling kind of discouraged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another week. Take the weekend off. Now, what are we at? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times they've seen your post, and we're at 2 weeks now. So we're not even on the chart here of how many times, how long it's going to take somebody to see what we're going to do and buy from us. Now, is it always 14 days? No, this is an example. Use your lovely brains to follow. What we're talking about is every time you have something that either is a missed day or doesn't match the brand, we've got a problem because none of these days people are going to be buying. None of these days. It's not getting them closer. And we know that content is not neutral. So it's either getting them closer to buying from you or further away. In this example, every day they're getting closer. And this is how, in this scenario, you get people who come into your world, binge your content, because all of this also backstacks. So imagine they roll in on this day. This is the first day they see you. They can go back and watch all this other content, and then that counts towards your days because they can, in 2 hours, watch all your content and get 14 days worth of, holy shit, I need to hire this person. This scenario right here, this is where you get those people who roll in, see your content for a day or two, and drop the big dollars. But this scenario over here, this is much more common. This is what most people do. And then they're like, it's been 2 weeks, it's been 2 months, and I'm not seeing any traction. Nothing is happening. I'm not getting any sales. This is why. But let's dive deeper into these pink ones and why going off brand, even for one post, can really dink things up for your algorithm. Okay, starting again. Now, if you're like, all I want is for my video to go viral. Okay, we can do that. But you have to make sure that you know what your focus is. Is your focus sales or is your focus views? Because if we're going for just sales or just views, one is visibility. This gets new people in the door. So if you're like, I have a great audience, they're big, they talk to me, they watch things, then we're going to double down in the sales department. We're going to double down on selling to the people who already here. But if you're like, I got nobody, I got a small following, I'm starting from scratch, then we're going to make sure views pop off, and then we're going to switch to selling to those people. Are you always selling on other platforms? Yes, this is deep strategy that we do with our clients. But for the sake of this moment, we're going to choose one or the other. Let's talk about views. So, views. You're posting this content consistently. This compounds like compound interest. Like I said, we get one person who comes in here, they can go down and they can watch all this, and then they can watch your future content, gets them closer to seeing you. But let's talk about when you are posting consistently and then you go off book. You post something of your dog, something catchy, something that gets views. And you're like, hell yeah, I've done it. I got 50K views on something. Hell yeah, I'm going to get so many sales. But if it's not the right audience you're speaking to, they're going to go off in this direction. So if you continue to post about your dog, you'll continue to get views. But if you now think that these 50K people who saw your dog video are going to translate to these posts, you're switching back to your branding. It's not, because all of these 50K people, they're searching for this content. That's what they want to see. If they see this, they're going to unfollow, and then your views are going to absolutely tank. Everything that you put in up until now is going to basically be for moot, and we're going to be starting again, because all of these new people, they're looking for the pink content, not the blue. So that's why staying on brand on every single post is so important, because we need to make sure that we're showing the algorithm, hey, this is the kind of content we make. And all of a sudden, randomly, your dog's in there, you're getting the views, but you're not getting the kind of people who are going to actually want to buy from you, right? Because we're always going to, once we get high enough on this views, jump over to selling to these people. There's many ways we do this. Are you following so far? So staying on brand is incredibly important, because if you do this scenario, you're starting from scratch every single time. Now let's talk about what we do with West Rose Media in the brand partnership. We have more than one channel. Obviously, everybody's got at least Instagram and Facebook. So what we do is we decide what's your sales channels and what's your views channels. And we use these to help each other. So I'm going to decide that your Instagram is going to be your views, and your email list, your TikTok, and your views, we're going to have TikTok and we're going to have Instagram. And on your sales, we're going to have your email list. We're going to have your stories in Instagram. And then we're going to have also in-person events. So in the views section, we're going to make sure that we're stacking this so that this compounds like interest, and you're going to go absolutely over time, crazy ass viral, right? Then all of these people from here are going to jump over to the sales side. So they're going to join your email list. They're going to go on your stories, watch you yap about your offer, and then buy. They're going to come to your live events and then buy a bigger offer, right? So this is continually funneling it. But we have none of these pink. Remember the pink that completely screwed it up? We have none of that, because we want to continuously feed from the views into the sales, right? Same with TikTok. I use TikTok simply for lead generation, no selling whatsoever. All it does is bring people in over here, over and over again. That's all it does. I'm not interested in selling. I don't give specifics on offers. I don't overspeak about anything. All I'm doing is driving people over to where now, like I'm doing right now, yapping in stories. So from here, people are getting, this is the attract section, right? They're coming in, they're seeing the content, they're getting convinced. They're like, hell yeah, I want what she's offering. I want what life she has. Give me more details. This is where they're getting the more details. We're talking on stories. We're selling. We're doing our email list. If you have people who have purchased from you before and you're not emailing them, what in hell are you doing? You got to be emailing those people. Also, we're doing live events. We're doing whatever else other thing brings in your clients. And this is how we do this. This is what we set up for every single client. Some of them, we have 7 different platforms we're doing this on. Every single one has one focus, because we're never pulling focus. Like with these pink things, we're not pulling focus. One is views, one is sales, and we're always focused. It doesn't mean you're only ever getting views or you're never getting sales. It means that every single platform has to have a focus. And if it doesn't, then no wonder you're not getting the consistency, because it has to look like this. I want every single day a post that is actually bringing new people in who are going to be the ideal client every single day, over and over and over and over again. And if we're not getting that, then doesn't matter how much you yap on stories, if new people who are your ideal client aren't seeing your stories, they're not going to buy from you. Are we following so far? So you could set this up for yourself. Please do. And if you don't want to, if you're like, I know that I can make good content, I've been making good content, I've been working really, really hard, but all of my work is not paying off quite as I imagined, then you need to DM me because I can make this whole system happen for you behind the scenes right away. That's literally what the onboarding is. When I talk about we have only one we can onboard per month, this is what I'm talking about because my team is setting this up for you. We're making this machine so that it can run and you can do whatever you do for your business. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Is it instant? No. I am here for your long-term business, for who's going to inherit your company, for what your old lady life is going to be, not what the next 24 hours is going to be. That's what I do. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you so much for listening. If this episode hit home, take a second to follow the show and share it with someone who's ready to lead louder. And if you are done playing small, come find me on Instagram at West Rose Media because your vision deserves to stay alive without you having to chase it. See you next time.